All right, let's take a look at these circular scale patterns for the G scale. So these are going to be great exercises and patterns to learn to where you're not just running the scale up and down, we're going in a circular motion, and this kind of extends the scale because we're going to be recycling through some of the same notes in a specific pattern. This is a very common sounding pattern for soloists to play on banjo or piano. You'll hear it in guitar playing. But it works really, it's a pretty clever way to use the G scale on the banjo. So let's take a look at these. Let's go through it note for note. And so this is going to start with index on the 3rd string, open. And then we place our ring finger on 4th string, 7th fret, pluck with thumb. And then middle hits the 3rd string, open. And then index goes back to 3rd string, open. Okay, so that's our first 4-note grouping, and then the same thing starts on the 2nd scale degree. So we start that on plucking 4th string, 7th fret with thumb. And then middle hits the 2nd string, open. Now what we're going to do is place our index down on 3rd string, 5th fret, and then we pluck with index, and then back to thumb on the 4th string, 7th fret, and that's our next 4-note grouping. Then we're going to hit index on the 2nd string, open. This is starting the next grouping. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to shift, because it's comfortable to me to put my middle finger now on 5th fret, 3rd string, and then pluck with thumb. And then middle on the 1st, index 2nd string, open, and then we pluck 3rd string, 5th fret, middle on the 1st. Now I'm dropping my ring on 2nd string, 5th fret to add the next note in, and we pluck with index, thumb on the 3rd, middle on the 1st. This is starting the next grouping. We're now starting from the 5th scale degree, and I'm shifting to this little position with index on 2nd string, 7th fret, ring on 3rd string, 9th fret. And after I've plucked the 1st string, pluck thumb with 3rd string with thumb, and then index 2nd, middle on the 1st again, and then back to 3rd, index 2nd. Now we're reaching back to the 5th string with thumb. Index hits the 3rd, middle hits the 2nd, thumb hits the 5th. And now what I'm going to do is bar 7th fret, strings 1 and 2 with my index, and we do a little backward roll here, strings 1, 2, 5. And then we're shifting to this familiar pattern here, or this shape, index on 1st string, 9th fret, middle, 2nd string, 10th fret, and then we pluck, that's 5th string, 2nd string, middle on the 1st, and then thumb on the 5th. So that last little section. All right, so what I'd like you to do is just work through that very slow. Just try to get it to where you can connect all those positions, and you'll be able to use this in music, in songs. You just kind of have to work them into your breaks and just kind of try to be creative with these things. And if you listen to this type of banjo playing, you'll hear it in solos, and you'll kind of hear how it's being used. People like Courtney Johnson, Bill Keith, Alan Mundy all use these things in their solos. So make sure you're listening to how this is working, because that's how you'll learn it other than just trying to play it. So let's take a look at the next pattern. All right, so the next pattern is just the opposite. We're just descending now in the same type of circular scale motion, except we're starting up the neck here at index on 1st string 9th fret, middle 2nd string 10th fret. This is a really common place for you to start solos. I start melodic solos in this shape all the time, just running down the scale, or this is where Blackberry Blossom starts. Okay, but we're going to do that same circular scale. So now we're starting with a backward roll. We're going to start with middle on 1st, index 2nd, thumb 5th, then we repeat that, and then we're going to move our middle and ring on frets on the 7th fret, middle on 2nd string 7th fret, ring on 1st string 7th fret, and then we play those two notes. So that first, I'll play that first measure for you. It went. So we're kind of running through different little hand positions. Then we hit, next measure starts on 5th string, back to the root, and then we're jumping in this little shape again, part of the G scale, index on 1st string 4th fret, middle on 2nd string 5th fret, and we're doing a backward roll, strings 1, 2, 5. And now we're going to be putting our pinky on 7th fret, 3rd string, and we do a backward roll, strings 1, 2, 3, 1. So here's this next, I'm going to isolate this next measure for you. It goes. So that's the next measure, how it sounds in time. And then we're lifting off everything except for middle. And then we're going to basically just have middle still on 2nd string 5th fret. We pluck with index, middle on 1st, and now I'm placing my index on 3rd string 5th fret, and we're just doing a forward roll, strings 3, 2, 1. Now we lift off the middle and do another forward roll, strings 3, 2, 1. That's with thumb, index, and middle. So this next measure sounded like this. Now we got our index on 3rd string 5th fret, and that's going to start our next position, and then plucking with thumb on 3rd string, index 2nd. Now I'm placing my ring down back on 4th string 7th fret, pluck with thumb. We're doing an inside forward roll, index 3rd string, middle 2nd, thumb back to the 4th string, and then open 3rd string. So that last measure sounded like this. So here's this whole exercise slow again. All right, now let's take a look at the third pattern. All right, so this third pattern starts a little bit higher up the scale. Pinky is we're gonna be in this little shape to start with. Pinky is 1st string 12th fret, ring is 2nd string 12th fret, And we're also going to be, just so you're prepared, we're going to use our thumb over the 5th string 10th fret. And what we're going to do is start with middle on 1st. Thumb hits the 5th. That's 10th fret with the thumb. Index hits 2nd string, 12th fret. Middle back to 1st. Thumb back to 5th. And then we shift into the next little scale degree is index on 1st string 9th, middle on 2nd string 10th, thumb still on 10th fret, and then we're rolling from 1st string with middle, index 2nd, thumb on 5th. So to play that in context, that first measure goes. And that's how you would really want to practice these at first, is just practice the one measure at a time, just getting those little transitions. So then we're lifting off the 5th string with our thumb, so now that's open, and we're going to continue the descent. Middle hits, we've still got index and middle down on 9 and 10. We go backward roll, 1st string with middle, index 2nd, thumb 5th. Back to 1st string, 2nd, 5th. Then we're just moving a nice simple transition, middle down to 7th fret. We're dropping our ring on 1st string. Middle is on 2nd string. And then we keep the roll going with index, 2nd string, middle 1st. So this is a pretty simple sounding pattern here. I'll play that second measure for you. This kind of turns into what we already did in the next one. It's a lot like that. And then thumb hits the 5th. We're back to this new shape, or this other shape here. Index on 4th fret, 1st string, middle, 5th fret, 2nd string. And then we just do a backward roll. Strings 1, 2, 5. Back to 1, 2nd string. And then pinky on... We're dropping down on 5th fret, 3rd string, pluck with thumb, middle on 1st. So that little section goes. And then we're lifting off index and pinky, and we're dropping our index now on 5th fret, 3rd string, and then we're going to continue the descent. Index hits 2nd string, middle 1st, thumb hits 3rd, index 2nd, middle 1st. Now we lift off the middle, hit 3rd string with thumb, 2nd string open. This is just a forward roll. Middle on 1st, thumb hits 3rd. So I'll play this measure we just did. Okay, then the last measure goes thumb on the 3rd, index 2nd, ring we place on 4th string, 7th fret, hit with thumb, index 3rd, middle 2nd, thumb 4th, and then 3rd string open. So we've got ourselves to the root note. So here's this pattern, real slow. Okay, so I highly encourage you to work on these patterns, because these are just very basic musical patterns. And they are just a little more difficult on banjo than they are on like piano or guitar, because the notes are just they're kind of just in these strange places that you can't see real linear. You know, you can't see it like a piano player can. They're not just like stacked up like that. You're crossing strings with all these rolls. So you just have to kind of go through each note, each little hand position, and just loop little small pieces of this. Because You can use just small fragments of the scale. You can break it up and start on any point of the scale. There's just a lot you can do with it if you work on it. Like I say, listen to Melodic Banjo, and that will help explain how this is used in solos as well. But sometimes you just kind of have to jump in and start a solo with this. Just start soloing or craft a solo with it. This can be combined with Scruggs playing. It doesn't have to be just melodic. Melodic can also be combined with Scruggs, so they switch back and forth pretty easily because the mechanics are technically the same, the way you're hitting the strings. So anyway, I would say work hard on these to just kind of get your hands hitting some new positions, get some of these sounds in your ears, and do a lot of listening, and that will help a lot. So hopefully you enjoy these and have fun, and we'll see you in the next lesson.